And we're back, guys. I'm your host, Good Energy. I give you the rundown on tennis coverage every single day. And we have the rematch of the Tokyo bronze medal match. Svitolina taking on Elena Rybakina. This is going to be good. Now, I talked about that Olympic bronze medal match where I personally, now I wanted, no disrespect to Rybakina fans, but if you follow the channel, Svitolina has been one of my favorite players going back many years. Okay, and I wanted Svitolina to win that match, but I felt Rybakina was probably going to win the match. Now I was shocked when Svitolina won it. I didn't actually watch the match due to the time difference, but I did catch the trophy ceremony, which was amazing. Now, Svitolina is I call her a defensive powerhouse because if you're not familiar with her style, for most of her career, and I've talked about this in the past, so I feel she's a Hall of Famer, right? I feel she's Hall of Fame caliber because she's a WTA champion. I mean, she's got, I think I lost count, but I want to say she's got 17 main tour championships. She's got like 8 lower level championships. She's reached number 3 on the world tour. She's currently ranked 19th. And I mean, over 500 wins in her career. She's a hardcourt player primarily. Her clay record's pretty decent, but I mean, she's a defensive player. She gets balls back. She's good between the lines, and I feel she's improved with her power lately. She's really cracking those forehands. She's stretching the court wide. Her athletic ability, even after having the baby, her weight, the weight gain, I feel it's a healthy weight gain because it's helped her strength, but it hasn't hindered her ability to get balls back and her athletic ability, her ability to chase down drop shots. She's been doing that well. Although, guys, we go back a couple tournaments ago, if she or what was that Rome? I want to say if she returns that drop shot, then Coco's number 2 in the world, and Iga possibly dethroned by Svitolina. Unbelievable. She missed that drop shot. And the reason why she missed it was she thought she heard footsteps. She thought Sabalenka was closer to returning that shot. Sabalenka would not have been able to return that shot. And that's the thing with coaches is a good coach is really just reinforcing and assuring their player that, look, you got it. You can do it. You're an amazing athlete. It's just calming their nerves, right? And I just felt Svitolina heard footsteps and she choked on that one. Now, overall with Rybakina, look, she owns the head to head. They played at the Olympics. It went 3 sets. Now, after she lost the first set 6-1, I'm like, look, this match is over. But she forced a second set tiebreak and she won the match 6-4. The tiebreak, she won 7-5. Previously, they played in Eastbourne on grass, where Rybakina won that in straights. But in Strasbourg, where Rybakina coming off of that 2019 year where she won a few championships, she lost to Svitolina in Strasbourg on clay in 3 sets. Now, Svitolina finds herself here after taking out Pliskova, solid match, comparable style, Diane Perry, and a Bogdan. Very fast, athletic players, while Rybakina's taken out Greet Menon, Arantxa Rus, and Elisa Mertens. Now, Elisa Mertens has a comparable style to Svitolina, but not quite, right? I do think Svitolina is a lot stronger. She's a much better server. She's not making as many double faults. How do I think this match is going to go? I think Rybakina is going to do her usual thing with her serve. I think she'll probably get around. Her serve hasn't been as powerful. I think she's more conscientious of the shoulder bothering her, which is probably going to affect her greatly in this match. I see Svitolina having about 6 aces, if that, if not less. That's not going to get the job done. That means she's going to have to go toe to toe with Svitolina. And I don't like the fact that Rybakina is a huge favorite in this spot because I think Svitolina is playing the overall better tennis. I think Svitolina has the forehand that can stretch Rybakina and cause her problems returning. Therefore, my official pick in this match. Actually, before I get to that, I want to talk about Rybakina and how amazing she is. there's not a lot of players on tour that I can think of that are actively entertaining the thought of toying with Iga, beating Iga. Why? Because there's not a lot of players on tour that have consistently beat Iga. There's only a few. Elena Ostapenko's the one, and Rybakina's the other. Now I talk about Rybakina and how overall she's beat Iga 7 times, right? Even going back to juniors. Now a lot of people say, well, you know what? That doesn't count, right? You know, the World Tennis Champion League, that doesn't count. Well, Iga said herself she only enters tournaments she feels she can win. So why would that not count, guys? There's more money in the World Tennis League than there is in 99% of these tournaments on tour. They're getting paid millions of dollars to play a week of tennis. And of course, if you win, you get paid more. Iga said herself she only enters tournaments she feels she can win. If you play a match against someone, right, it doesn't matter if how short the match is, you know you know the rules before you play the match, right? You know, for example, I'm going to give you an example to make this just clear and simple, because we have people that I feel that their job is to do damage control, and that says a lot. If your job is to do damage control, then that says a lot. Okay? Do I need to dig deeper? That says a lot. Because the reality is this, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't matter if you ever have just kind of a head to head with one of your good friends, and you know you're playing ball or tennis, whatever the sport is, and you guys you're on the same level, you're neck and neck. But the goal is you maybe not have enough time to play a full match, or you don't want to play a full match because you have other things to do. So let's say it's basketball, right? You might play till 11 or 15 or 21, 18, 10. You can make the points up that you want to play to if you agree to it beforehand. So let's say you normally play up to 11, right? But this time you're going to play up to 5. So instead of playing up to 11 points, you're going to play one-on-one basketball to 5 points. Now, you agree that the match is going to go up to 5 points. So the first player to score 5 points wins. What does that mean, guys? I'm going to break this down to you because life is about perspective. And sometimes people don't really understand, this is why the creator gave you 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 1 mouth. You always want to use your ears and your mouth, your ears and your eyes before your mouth. So if the game is up to 5 points, what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You are going to come out and you're going to play more aggressive from the onset. You're going to play more aggressive to start that match. You're going to play your best tennis, your best game to start that match. You're not going to wait till 5 or 6 or 7 points in to turn it up because the match is over. If the match is up to 5 points, you're going to come out playing your best tennis, your best basketball from the beginning, right? So it doesn't matter how many points you're playing up to. You're actually going to get the better of the person if the match is shorter. You're going to see who's really the best. And I say that example because it's a clear example of how it doesn't matter how long you play or what you play up to. If you have what it takes, you're going to bring that and display that early. And that's my point, because a lot of people like to look at the World Tennis League and the couple times that Rybakina's beat Iga there, and they say it doesn't count. Of course it counts. There's more money up for stakes there than there is on the main tour. Of course it counts, right? If there's a theme here of one person winning the majority of the matches, they've played 10 times. Rybakina's won 7 of them. It's as simple as that. I think it's great that Rybakina says things like, look, she was asked who's tougher, Sabalenka or Iga. She said, I think Sabalenka because Iga, I dominate more her. Exactly. She dominates her more. And the reality here is it's just a bad matchup for Iga. The deep balls, the way she can extend her opponents beyond the baseline. It's a tough matchup for Iga. Iga wins a lot of her points inside the baseline. She's no threat to Rybakina behind there. Rybakina has a big serve she can go to jam Iga up. I don't think that's not a head to head Iga's going to end her career on the positive side of. It's just not. And I appreciate Rybakina for being so brave in these interviews. I mean, remember what a couple years ago, she was asked, would she rather play Iga on clay or hard? She said, I, I, I don't care what surface we play on. It doesn't matter to me. Elena Rybakina is big time. And I love the trash talk because we kind of look at her as this quiet, reserved superstar. And the reality, she's becoming more vocal in these interviews, a lot more vocal than the other players when it comes to talking trash. So, Elena Rybakina, we love you. We appreciate the trash talk. Keep it up. It's great for the sport. She's the only one really doing it. A lot of players, they're too scared to call Iga out because I don't think they want the smoke. They don't want the smoke, but Rybakina does. And she has the wins to back it up. They've played 10 times and she's won 7. So thank you, Rybakina. You're an amazing, classy player. You always show love to the fans. And I think you're a superstar. I would love to see Rybakina number one day. I think the sport would be in good hands with someone like her as number one because I think all professional athletes have an ego. You have to understand that. They all do. And in women's tennis, it's probably worse than men's sports overall because females, for one, they're females. They make life possible here on earth. But you factor that in with all the skills and talent that they have, it can create a pretty bad ego. And I think if Rybakina gets to number one, she's not going to be that quiet, reserved player we know her as. I think she's going to be a lot more talkative. I think she's going to be a lot more competitive. And I think it's going to make for a great sport. If she can get there, I do think that Coco's probably next up first. And if Coco gets to number one, she'll probably be there for a while. So if Rybakina is going to do it, I think her window is probably the next 12 months because with the Olympics coming up, Coco's going to struggle because she has several championships to defend. And I can see her taking possibly the Western and Southern Open off, coming back, depending how she does at the Olympics. I can see her not even defending that title. Realistically, I don't think she'll defend it because with all the jet lag and travel, being in France for so long, nah, I don't think so. I think she'll just rest and get ready for the U.S. Open because that's going to mean more to her. But the official prediction here, guys, I'm going to take Svitolina to win at least a set. I think Rybakina is possibly overvalued in this spot, and I wouldn't feel comfortable laying this type of chalk with Rybakina against someone that's very good defensively. So I like Svitolina to win at least a set. I think Svitolina will win the match outright, but the pick is for her to win a set. It's plus money. You have to love it. Tennis in a minute. That's the pick, guys. Enjoy. We'll be right back.